Hi, welcome to the rigging lesson for cutout animation. If you're new to the software, to Moho or Anime Studio, this is where we're going to start using the software itself, okay? Up until this moment, we could be drawing on an iPad or with pen and paper, whatever. Then we separated all the moving parts of the character, and now we're going to import them into Anime Studio or into Moho, depending on the version that you have, and then rig it and make it move in animation. Okay, but I'm getting way ahead of myself. First, I'm going to give you a little tour of the program so you know where things are to begin with. Okay, so now we will begin by going to File, New, and this is the file we'll be working with. Okay, so down here you have the timeline. Okay, the animation will run here. But for now, for the rigging part, we need only frame 0. And as you can see on the left here, the tools, they change from frame 1 or whatever frame it is to frame 0. Okay? This is because frame 0 is used in Moho to just put everything together. Okay? The frame 0 is where you import the files. It's where you draw whatever assets you need drawing, where you position them, and where you do all the rigging. Okay, so it's a kind of a setup file. Sorry about that. Kind of a setup frame for everything, and then you will work just on the animation from that frame onwards. So this one is the one that matters for this particular video. Okay, so make sure your cursor is dragged onto frame 0 over here. You can just click and drag and it will go there. On the right, we won't need to worry about this. You have the fill color and the stroke color and the palettes, and here you can change the palettes by clicking there. You can see there's a bunch of them. You can even import your own. Okay, you can go here in custom image and then import your own. For now, we don't need this. This is for working with vectors. And again, this is for cutout animation. This video is rigging for cutout animation. So what we need to do is, again, on frame 0, import, here we go, import image, okay? And you should have a folder with all the images that you previously cleaned up and the reference, okay? So just grab all the images, okay, and hit open. And here, well, that's a bunch of them. So these here on the right are the layers, okay? So each one of these, I can just go here. Make sure that this tool is selected, the transform layer tool, okay? And you can move it and you can see this is the waist, this is the leg, okay, this is the other leg, okay? So now the first thing we need to do is get the reference picture, this one, okay, the main one, and drag it all the way down, okay? And then we will here create a new one on this little icon. See here, new layer, and we will make a bone layer. Okay, has a little bone there, and we can call it cutout zombie. Okay, can be more specific than that. Okay, and now we'll click on this, left click on the first layer and shift and left click on the last one. Do not select the reference layer, just the ones with the parts, and drag the selection in here. Okay, so now we just have these. For now, this is the default layer. It's a vector layer. You can draw on it, but we don't need that right now, so we can just delete it here. Just click. There you go. And now, so you have the reference and you have everything else. Okay, this is, as you can tell, visibility of the layer. You toggle it with the little eyes. Okay, and so let's start working. If you have a mouse wheel, this will be your zoom. Okay, you can zoom in and out. And we will now put everything invisible. Okay. Well, you can put the whole group like this, but what we actually need is to make them all invisible. Okay, and I have to go one by one, apparently. Yeah. Okay, make everything invisible. Okay, and now we will work on a layer at a time, okay, lining them up. So you have the arm, okay, and we'll align it to the reference image. Now the other arm, and now we'll begin ordering the layers too. We have these two arms, and we know that the right arm, the one that's stretched, should be behind the one that's cut in half. Okay, so you will drag it down, and now it's behind. Okay, so now we have the cheek that goes right here. Okay, and now the cheek actually is on top of them because the head will be even on top of this arm. Because if the head rotates, you want it to not go behind the arm. Okay, so the cheek is right where it is. Now let's see an eyelid, and this is the left eyelid, so it's this one right here. Okay, the right eyelid, let's position it also. Okay, it's good. Now actually I think I'm going to rotate it a bit, and you can see the cursor changing when you hover here. See, it goes from moving to rotating. It's the same tool. Okay, no need to change that. It's just that if you're on this edge, it will let you rotate. So just drag it a little, and that looks way better. Okay, so we've now used the moving tool and the rotate tool. Okay, now the foot. You see the foot is right down here, and actually it should go in layer order behind everything that we have set up so far. Okay, so the other foot, the same thing. Push it way back, but in front of the other one. Okay, because it's this foot should be in front of that one. Okay, so right here. Now our hand should be behind the corresponding arm. There should be behind it as it is now. Okay, position it aligned there. This is it. Yeah, it's okay. It's aligned. Just move the arm a little. There you go. And now the jaw. Jaw should go right here. Okay. And the jaw should go behind the eyelids. Okay, and behind the cheek. And there you go. That's good. Now we need the leg. Okay, let's position the leg right here. In layer order, this leg goes behind the foot. Okay, because this little socket here, okay, we have a piece of the leg going into the foot, so it needs to go behind it. And now we need the other leg. Position that again behind that foot. It's this one. There you go. And now the skull with the eyes and all that. Whoa, here we go. Let's put the skull right where it is. Okay, good positioning. Now the skull needs to be behind the eyelids, the cheek, but on top of the jaw. So it's right here. Okay, good positioning. Now the tongue should be on top of the skull, but well, on top of the cheek too, because we need it. If it wobbles, like here's the tongue, we should position it here, because if it will move like this, it should be on top of the cheek there. And just undo that by hitting Control Z and Control Z again. Okay, that's position. Okay, now the torso. Now the torso should be behind one arm but in front of the other. Okay, so we have the arms here, and there you go. It's well positioned. Let's just put it there. Right, you go. If we make the reference image invisible right now, this is what we have. Okay, it's almost finished. You just need like the legs, the top of the legs, and the waist. So let's keep going. It's looking good so far. So let's position this leg right here. Gotcha. Yeah, about here. That should be good. And it should be beneath the torso, and beneath the arms, the hand, actually in front of this hand. So we'll have it here. Okay. And now the other leg right here. Yeah, there you go. This one should be beneath the previous leg. So let's see where we have the leg. Here's the leg. Beneath it. Here you go. And now the waist. And the waist should go right over here and should be beneath the torso. Okay, so there. Um, hmm. Okay. Now we should have this leg on top of the waist. So let me see. This should be the left leg. Yep. So the left leg and the left foot. You select these by using Control as you press the left click. Okay. So these and this. Now we have the whole leg. Drag it on top of the waist. See? Now that's fixed. Okay, there you go. Everything's positioned fine. Now, make the reference image invisible, and as you can see, we have the zombie. Okay, there you go. So, first step are made to accurately position your zombie. Actually, we won't be needing this image anymore, but we'll leave it here because we may need to, I don't know, reposition stuff according to the main um, position of the character. As of now, everything's in place, but just in case, we'll leave it there, okay? Let's hit save, okay, file, save, and we'll just call it rigged zombie, okay? And let's put it 01 because we never know. Might need to come back to a previous version of the file, so just hit save, okay? And there you go. Everything is in position and ready for rigging. All the images are inside the bone layer. We just need to start adding the bones. So come back in the next lesson for that. See you soon.